No, not Witch.tv, Twitch.tv.
Actually, that would be so cool.
There will be a lot of exposition in this episode because I've actually sat down and I've actually created a world. It's not done yet, but we actually have countries besides the kingdom now, which is the Kingdom of Caledon, which is what the Oaken Isles is part of.
Oh, okay.
Is or was?
Is currently a part of it. The Kingdom of Caledon is essentially a union of 8 former kingdoms, all mushed into one. And ruled by the King of Caledon, essentially, and the dukes and duchesses of the rest of Caledon.
Caledon with a C or a K?
C.
Excellent.
Essentially, I was thinking because we finished our first adventure, this is going to be sort of a kickoff point for anyone who wants to start watching the show and the channel with a decent quality of everything. So this will be like backstory and delving into your characters.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yep.
So don't disappoint me. We're gonna start off actually. Yes.
Just a quick question.
Yeah.
How old is your character?
This
40s,
I believe.
Yeah,
Early 40s?
40s.
So his
Wasn't it-
parents are dead.
Wasn't it like 16 or something you said?
No.
He was quite old. He's like middle, a little bit over middle age.
Yeah, Dragonborns live until they're about 80.
So this is his time. He's gonna get a fast horse painted red. And like
Oh
go
yes,
around,
yes.
Get a young wife.
Hair transplant.
Blue potions.
Excuse me.
Lots of blue potions.
Oh,
Indeed. So
Yes.
you have successfully defeated the evil Ludwig, who wanted to he wanted to create an army for the Oaken Isles and actually take back the kingdom. What a horrible person he was.
He claimed
killed
it
people.
was for the Oaken Isles.
well, people
He
die in
killed
wars.
Did he kill people?
Yeah, he killed people.
When did he kill people?
I'm pretty sure he killed people.
Well, no, they were
Do we have
walking
any
around.
actual? Do we have any actual time
Well,
when he
actually-
said he did kill anyone?
No, but we found a room full of dead people. So
Yes, and they'd been dead for quite a long time.
Yeah, and also,
it's
you
been
know,
at it for a
dead
while.
people, but not so dead and
As
attacking us.
appearances would suggest.
What about the
at
miners?
least.
He never actually said that he killed them.
No,
No.
but
He didn't seem too surprised they were dead.
Maybe
though.
His
Did you even
creations
confront him
did.
about it?
we confronted him at least.
if I'm not mistaken,
We mentioned
he's
something
gone.
about
Yeah, he's gone. He's gone, and clearly this is all his fault.
Yes.
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 So the tome will tell. Yes.
Yes. History is, after all, written by the winners.
Booyah.
So you were on your way back to the Oaken Isles, or to Oak Branch, the capital city. But before you arrived there, I know Gethrin wanted to pay the kobolds a visit, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Do
Do
I
you-
remember correctly in that we agreed that they could have the caves back?
You agreed.
I'm fairly certain you said that, yes.
You agreed, but the money did not.
No, the church
No,
did not.
We spoke with the captain, right?
You
And
spoke
he-
with... Oh, with the guard captain, you mean?
Yeah, at the end of the last campaign.
Yes, and
And
she...
we agreed.
She
that-
agreed that, yeah, they can have the caves back.
Yes.
Good riddance. The cave is absolutely fucking terrible.
Mhm.
So, do you want to... Should we play out the encounter with the kobolds, or what? You're essentially going to tell them, here's your caves back.
Yeah, basically.
Alright. Well, Gritmaw, the leader of the kobolds, is quite happy with this resolution. They've just finished a burial ceremony of their unfortunate fallen friend. But
Do we need to mention that we keep him locked up during this encounter or
was-
far away?
That was my next question. Brother, can you rig up some traps or something like that?
you build a ballista and just chuck a stone in there? No,
yes.
A ballista
I-
doesn't chuck.
This one does.
We keep him in a bag.
Shut up!
with the head sticking out.
Don't ever correct me. Don't ever correct me. We don't have to play it out. They're very happy with the deal. The twice dead, as they refer to the zombies, will be dealt with if there are any more, and things are essentially going to go back to normal. Except you will have to find another place to get your stone. I suppose.
Yes.
Yes,
But
I wonder what
that's-
the Lord will say about that.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, your precious mine is now given away by Gefrin to vermin.
We shall-
No. It was the guards captain that agreed that we should abandon the place.
Well, they listen to you, so that's what
I
I'm gonna
didn't
tell.
say we should abandon it.
Oh well,
They
no, of
said.
course.
Inter-party conflict. Don't you love it?
Look out for stones. Now they have an infinite supply. Have you thought about that?
Oh, they can kill you.
Yes.
More. More tiny stones.
Yes, because the kobolds are.
Natural born killers.
Deadliest enemy.
Yes.
Uh,
No, they cheer and cherish you and promise that if you need help again, just contact them and they will probably.
we have allies.
Maybe we could pay them to mine the.
What?
You don't
Mine.
pay vermin, you exterminate them. What is wrong with you two?
Well, that is if they're interested in actually excavating.
Moving on.
Are you asking them this or?
No.
This is a roadside conversation then, I suppose.
Yes.
Heading back.
They get 5 hours of preaching on their way back.
I assume you also bring the oxen back with you, considering the
I'm not
miners are no longer in need of supplies.
Yep,
Yeah.
we don't leave anything for the vermin. Nothing.
You burned the town down.
They didn't want the oxens.
No,
Right.
they no.
I don't.
They
I'm not the
wanted
one.
Astra's dress. That's.
Right.
But they
I
give it
remember
back.
that.
They give it back to you, and you
Yeah.
fix it.
Oh, how nice.
Indeed. Do you do anything about the dead bodies, by the way? The miners? You
What
burned them, that's right. Never mind. There are
Yeah,
no bodies left.
Do believe that's the consensus by this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, you burned them.
Yes, we leave a trail of fire.
Burn.
Yes.
Indeed.
May the sun roast them.
We have our own lighter with us.
Light.
Yes.
Yes.
Is that what
Oh
she's
boy.
relegated to being? So,
So
Much
rude.
like I am
I'm
the
damned
living
if I do. I'm damned
shield.
if I don't.
this
Yes.
group, they just don't appreciate you. Why didn't I get any water?
What?
Sorry.
White.
Ooh, thank you.
Here, take 2.
No.
Take
It would be
all
fun
the
if I
water.
hit the light.
Yeah,
Oh.
no. I think Toby would have been very upset with you if he did.
It's the lights we shared.
On the way back,
That's
One
I'm,
point- pointing at
poetic
you.
Of you.
on the way back, I'm keeping a sharp eye out for Thomas. He hasn't returned yet.
God
he did.
damn
He
it.
returned with the
Thomas
guards.
returned with
Oh,
the
well.
captain.
I'm just upset about you and you, so I didn't even
He's
realize.
actually he's had quite a change of character. He's after witnessing your heroic deeds and hearing about them, he's more interested in pleasing you. So,
Why don't I
No,
trust
thank
him
you.
suddenly?
Is this a case of Stockholm syndrome?
perhaps he's just simply accepted that he won't be rid of you, and he's come to
I am the path to a greater life than you had. Yes.
yes. So he offers. Should I hurry on ahead and inform the Lord that you're returning? And is there anything I can bring back to him, Father?
I produce a letter I've written, where sealed and noted, and say, bring this to Lord Gaul. And then,
Absolutely,
for all time, stay there and we'll meet up.
of course, Father. Thank you. And he saddles his horse.
I'm so proud.
Yeah. He rides off,
I'm
leaving a
so
dust trail
suspicious.
behind him.
I'm
What does the
gonna-
letter say?
It says that we have retaken a mine, then Gefrin gave it away to kobolds. You will now have to find another way to produce money. That is what it said.
All right.
Yep, that's
fair
it.
enough.
Lies and deceit.
It is what
No,
happened.
no signature, no nothing, just...
Yes, your,
Yeah.
your signature and mine.
What? Oh, fine. Okay, as long as it's
Forgery
not just
as well.
yours. Because I love signing papers.
Well, actually, I gave you a paper when you sat with your stack, and like, oh, hey, you dropped this.
Sign it, yeah. Always doing his paperwork.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Very well. The letter shall be delivered to the Lord.
Yeah.
Do you stop by the inn, the Miner's Regret, as it was called?
Well, there's no miners left.
So it's just.
So they really
regret.
have to think of a new name.
But
Remember, most of the miners had already left. There was just a few token miners remaining.
weren't we supposed to get back to Ivan with something?
News, I think.
Yes.
Yes, news of the mines, essentially.
I might as well
I think-
inform him that he's out of business because there's no miners.
Well, sadly, yes.
No.
Shut down.
He's standing in the doorway when he sees you coming, and it's like, "Oh, back already, my friends! The room has barely cooled since you were last here. How can I help you?" The half-orc looks hopeful, perhaps.
I look at Gefrin and see
Mayhaps.
what's going to happen.
Even
Well-
Noah comes running and says, "Oh, Miss Astra, how did it go? Tell me."
Poor, desolate. You will starve. No, I'm not.
Well,
Not
I'm
as
I'm
well
thinking
as
this.
expected.
What do you mean? Did you find out what's going on in the mines?
Just remind, I kind of still have bloody clothes on me.
Oh, you haven't prestidigitated that away?
Oh, I can do that.
Yeah.
I've-
Yes.
Never
of
mind
course
then.
you can.
You're
Could you
as
do it with
clean.
everyone else as well?
You're as
If
clean
you
as a
ask
spring
nicely,
morning.
Don't.
No. No.
So you three look like shit, and Astra's
What?
like,
You haven't cleaned us? What's wrong with you? Do you like the stench of blood? Do you like to see me wounded?
not just blood, also the
She's a
weird
tiefling.
gore of the
that.
carrion crawler, the yellow goop.
Oh wait, is that kind of a mating thing?
Yep.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Of course I do it. I'm nice.
Are you touching me? No, I'm not gonna.
Really, like, whatever you do, however you turn it, it's not gonna go well.
Yeah, sorry, I'm gonna change that some way. I guess.
Some way,
We'll see what
somehow.
happens.
Yeah, because you did good. You did good. So
But not today.
What?
in the mines, she actually did good. So I'm gonna give her some slack.
You
Well,
say
she was
like
punched in the face
mumble,
repeatedly.
No,
yeah, she
I
did it.
don't
Robot.
have inner monologues.
Yeah,
I'm just
yes,
spitting
that's
this out in the open.
I can just hear, say please.
Okay.
If you're twisting my arm, yeah, sure.
I don't think she can twist your arm.
Well, so you
Yeah.
inform them then that they're out of business.
The quarry is closed.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
There is
Yes.
no business to be had there right now.
But the fall season is coming on. That's where we make our money.
The miners
How will
have
we survive?
Yes, Gefrin, how will they survive?
get through.
How will they survive?
I suppose
It's
I could
cold,
pick up
they
another
will-
job, but
perhaps they'll
I
starve.
spent half my life building this in here, this tavern.
Half his life, Gefrin. Half his life.
half his life.
I grab your head, turn it against the captain who decided that the quarry should be closed, and point at
Hello.
him. And then,
But he did his job on your command. So
no, he didn't.
Well, he
I
asked
don't
you
actually
what to-
remember who said the mines were going.
In my mind, it was him. Always him.
Yes, apparently.
He's the leader of the group.
the leader of the bunch.
Yes.
I didn't hear you. Did you
What?
say leader or hater?
Depends. Depends on the situation, really.
Yes.
Perhaps Astra, you had a good talk with the daughter. Perhaps you should inform them what's happened.
Yeah, Ivan and Ivanova.
Ivanova, yes, that's.
Well, when a miner
I'm
and
not
a
the
cave
most. I'm not
really
the most
like each
creative
other.
father I know, but it's a family name. My father's name was Ivan, and his father's name was Ivan, and well,
Perhaps
we haven't really settled on how it's pronounced, but
I'm sure the Lord will help when he hears about the circumstances.
don't worry, Lady Astra. I'm not worried. We lived in the capital of Caledon before, and well, we moved here. We can move again. Worst comes to worst, can't we, Ivanova? And he scruffles her hair, and she looks okay, fine with it.
There was only old miners here anyway.
Yes, yeah, I never liked this place. Oh, does this mean I will actually meet children my age, Father?
No.
Oh, poor girl.
I won't have to.
Never.
I won't have to swipe away puke and other.
It's a wholehearted life, girl.
Hands where they shouldn't be.
Yes. No,
She's 10. Yeah.
she's 10.
Miners.
Oh god.
Drunk miners.
Yes, drunken miners. Yeah, those 10-year-olds.
To be honest, it's
Why are they
probably
drinking?
for the better. They don't seem too dejected by the whole thing, and your words calm them. And as you leave, or do you? I guess you stay the night, have a hearty breakfast.
Yeah.
I'm not too keen on spending the night outside again.
Tiny rocks against the head.
Well,
Also,
Never
now-
forget that.
if it's the least we can do, we can probably stay in the inn.
Oh, of course, and I won't charge you. You've done us a great service. I'm sure.
And also,
Taking away our livelihood.
Well, that was happening one way or another, I suppose.
well, yeah, I won't be putting him through the hardship
I'm-
of having the shutting down the business tax.
I'm sure there's other.
Shutting down the business tax. The
What?
hell?
No, we may have.
to charge you money.
Oh, you need to
No,
file
you
for
will
bankruptcy.
not.
Well, that costs this much.
Do you have? do you
No,
have a
no.
form?
We will not do this in this circumstance because of the
We
terrible.
will not
Oh,
not do
thank
this,
things that has
but
happened.
not right now.
What is it you will not do?
What?
What is it you will not do? I don't understand.
Nothing.
Tax him for losing his income.
We don't.
Poverty tax.
We don't abide people doing
No.
nothing.
Well,
Poverty tax.
I see. I
the
see.
dukedom has never been better, money-wise.
Well, you're right in there, in that. You spend the night there, rest up, eat a hearty breakfast, and be on your way. And you pass through Swan's Meadow as well, the
Yep.
Fisher Town. There's quite a few of the miners there. You realize as you stop and you spot a few familiar faces. So quite a lot of the miners had already left. And
Oh.
They are quick.
well, they left before you even went to the mines.
Oh yeah, that's
If
right.
you recall, there was only a few people left. And there's a few questions about what happened in the mines. The word that you went there has spread, and the captain of the guard is not saying anything.
Yes.
Well,
They actually headed back before you.
would have
they
probably-
didn't stop to rest.
it would have probably been quite bad to say, yeah, the undead, things.
Zombies in the caves.
Yeah.
Regular stuff.
Probably better to just keep that on the low.
Yeah, I kind of
Keep that
don't want
on
to
the low.
I kind of don't want to talk about necromancy magic when I'm also doing magic.
And
No,
necromancy.
it's fine. It's fine. Hey, how about necromancy? Witch. Nothing.
Well, you don't speak of what happened then, I suppose.
Do they ask?
Oh yes.
Well, as honest
What
as I
happened in the
am.
mines, my lord?
Well, there was some trouble, but look on the bright side. Gefrin took care of it.
I'm
Wow.
sensing a reoccurring theme here.
But I wouldn't go back there. Not at the moment. It's now the property of kobolds.
But on the other hand, Gethrin made the right decision, right? Because he is, after all, flawless and an
I'm
object of
trying to
worship
get
for
my
you.
head around his decision. It doesn't match my logic of kill everything that's in my way. But he is flawless. His pecs are, at least.
And the way the
Sight-
sun shines on and reflects off his scales.
Yes, I have a picture book somewhere, I guess. Of
Calendar,
just- oh no, poems book, lyric book, reflections of Gefrin.
foldouts. We have foldouts, center folds with Gethrin.
He stood there
No, that's
on top of the mountain, shining as the sun. Never mind.
Indeed.
What? I only have one angel so far, and it has scales. It's strange.
Right. You make your way back to the keep where the lord and his daughter resides, and you're of course summoned to his chamber right away. And
After us quick scrubbing off and cleaning up, changing of the clothes and stuff, of course.
you hurry up the tallest tower where he lives for some reason.
It has the best view.
It does, and the fresh air does him good. He
There's
is
so
quite
many-
old and fragile after all.
So let's put him high up so he can't get out, can't get down, and may just fall down and kill
Air is
himself.
so thin up here.
I need oxygen.
Why did we?
It's really, really, really far
It's
up.
you who put him there.
No!
Why did you put him up
Stella.
there?
There's
We
a
are
metal
gnomes.
tube
We have
going
tiny
down.
legs.
They moved him here
Ground
since we were
air.
gone.
Yeah, essentially someone is standing down there with a bellows and a tube, just pushing air up into the room.
Ah, ventilation.
You,
Cold.
my friends, welcome back. I'm glad to see you're all in one piece. Stella is there as well. She's standing
Oh,
by the side, quiet.
Well,
she
the best
she
part of
smiles
her.
and nods at Astra, but she doesn't look very happy.
milady, you look wonderful.
Thank you, Alder.
Never dropping a smile.
No, she doesn't.
Okay, I
My
approach.
friends, I received a letter from the two brothers. It was delivered to me by Thomas. Thomas, I believe his name was. I must say I am happy to see you're alive, and I'm a little confused as to why the mines were given to the kobolds. Although I'm sure, Catherine, you had all reasons to do
At this
such
point,
things.
I am slightly back in some kind of shadow, I guess.
Don't hide behind me.
Well, my lord, I have not seen the letter which you received, so I'm not
Really?
exactly sure what.
I told you, she says, Stella says.
Hmm.
Oh no, hush, Stella. Don't worry about it. I'm sure this must be some confusion. Please explain the situation from the beginning.
Well, as it turns out, there was some kind of witchcraft or something.
As he is saying this, I am looking at Stella really hard.
Mm-hmm.
Because last time we mentioned witchcraft and went in and looked at the tubes and stuff, I looked at her. Now it's time for the next one.
Stella looks. Well, she has like a little M between her eyebrows.
Right, so I'm looking at witch signs, I guess. Oh,
Which side?
I don't. He's
Oh,
talking about
oh.
witchery, and I see.
Oh,
how
so you're
she
trying to
reacts.
see if she's reacting to the word witchcraft.
Yeah.
She. No.
She's
No.
a stone face.
She's stone faced. She's looking annoyed.
Is that a
and
feat we can get?
Stone faced?
Uh,
Nah. We can roll perception. Why not? See if there's anything you spot.
Or insight, or
Or insight.
which one do you want?
Insight.
Damn it. Damn it. 13.
13.
13!
Oh,
I
God.
see the signs I want to see.
Yes, she's a witch, clearly. You must act now. No. No. No, nothing.
She hides it well. In somewhere, I'm gonna insert words black art and necromancy and see how she reacts to that.
She looks at Astra and like, is this true?
Ah, the sisterhood. So, who's the third?
Is this true, Astra? What he's talking about?
We met undead, living dead,
Hmm.
and
Dead.
living dead.
I love
I
how
don't know how to
Gaul
describe it. I haven't studied
asks me
necromancy
an explanation.
as closely as other schools of magic.
Perhaps we should consult with Master Leyland. I believe he might know more about this. I shall write him a letter. Or do you want to do it?
I can do it.
Continue with your story.
Oh,
No.
yes. Continue with the story.
Oh.
Get it.
Try again.
Well, he asked me and I was interrupted. Well,
I beg your pardon, Mr. Geoffrey.
As I was saying, some kind of dark arts, we encountered the living dead, as Astra has informed you, and basically when the guardsmen arrived, we had hopefully destroyed all the artifacts that we believe caused the problem, so to say.
Mm.
But we came to the conclusions, along with the guards, that this place needs to be abandoned. And we had an encounter with the kobolds earlier. And seeing as we needed their assistance earlier to proceed into the mines and solve the problem, we
Right.
agreed that since we are abandoning the mines, they
Mhm.
could have them back.
Well, an unconventional solution, but I suppose if the mines are as dangerous as you believe they are, then at least for now we should let the kobolds have them.
Well, the kobolds seem to be familiar with the problem, so to say, so I do believe that they are the most competent, so to say,
Hmm.
to actually keep those potential dangers from
see.
spreading.
So you believe there's more down there then?
Could be.
I see.
From my conversations with the kobolds, it sounds like there are multiple dangers in
Oh.
the depths.
That is unfortunate to hear. Well, I shall have to think of what to do next. The keep. Is the Stonehammer keep? Is it safe?
Well, the kobolds were residing there, but as they were given back the mines, it's now empty again.
Oh, that is good. Well, I shall have to see if I can get another rock finder from the dwarven capital, and perhaps he will help us find a new vein of stone to mine.
My lord, perhaps we should just merely send Gefrin and summon the guard to clean them out, and the mines are back in our hands. They are merely vermin after all. And get rid of them, you have the castle too. The old keep.
To kill the kobolds, then, you say?
Well, of course, they have been...
They have been causing us quite some trouble. I've heard many wanderers on the roads being waylaid by them, and you yourself were attacked, I heard, by Thomas. Well, I shall leave
We need to
Gefrin.
consider the problem that either we deal with kobolds, 1 or 2 raids here and there, or we could have an infestation of living dead.
I shall have to think about this matter for some
Yes.
time before I can make a decision.
You go up to him and give him the warm little piece of soup that's available. Start feeding
Piece
him.
of soup.
Yes, pea soup, I guess. In that
Here.
It's a piece of
I have it in my bag.
Thank you.
Jelly thingy.
Strange, ever since you started taking care of me, I've been feeling worse. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. No,
It hurts
Very
me
well.
to the bone, sire, to hear you say that.
I meant nothing by it.
Oh, it's a joke, sire.
Astra, I believe you and Stella will consult with Master... what was his name? Master
Leyland.
Leyland, thank you. In regards to... Perhaps we can send someone to investigate what is happening. For now, I believe I will need to rest myself. So, until I call for you again... dismissed. Oh, yes, Alda.
Yes.
How fare the treasury? Are we able to remain without an operating quarry for how long?
Well, without an operating quarry for this long, we should be fine for
A few weeks, months, maybe.
a few months, without it
Very
being
well.
too much of a hassle.
I shall have to come to a decision soon then.
Yes.
Thank you very much for your time. And as you're dismissed for now, you will conduct things we will perhaps get to later. But for now, we're going to do a little bit of a flashback. Sorry, I don't know if the microphones are picking up, but we have some younglings running around and making noises in the background.
Vermin.
Call Anakin.
Yes, he will kill them, even the younglings.
Oh.
So, who wants to start with their flashback?
Roll off?
Yes, all right.
Yep. I don't have anything to roll, so I go last.
I will need
You
to.
fail automatically.
No.
Here you go.
No!
Do you have another set of dice?
Damn it.
I need to
He has none.
have my other computer
Here.
available because
Your-
I have notes on it. I
Your
forgot to write down.
computer.
Yes.
In a moment.
Computer.
computator.
Your
You dropped something.
compatible computer.
Oh yeah,
Compatible.
whatever.
Compatible computer.
Table.
They are white.
Blue.
I'm blue.
So,
Somebody.
right.
Yes.
With the lowest loses and begins, I guess.
Of which one?
D20.
Yeah,
Oh.
we're playing a
Highest
D20
D20
game.
roll gets to go first.
Or highest.
Oh, or lowest.
Or highest.
Shall we roll off on deciding which one, or
Lowest,
Lowest
goes
goes
first.
first.
Yeah.
lowest
Okay.
goes first?
Oh.
I do not want a critical fail. I do not want a critical fail. 14.
7.
17.
Sheben.
So you two.
What?
What?
Wait. Wait.
You said- you
did we
said
have
what?
Two sevens.
I said Zeben.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Once
Then
more.
roll again.
Okay.
Roll off. Which
No.
one?
She failed.
Too close to the
Well-
edge. I'll get it.
Yes. Who? What?
1.
1.
I doubt she'll
Thank
beat
you.
that.
Okay.
8.
8. All right. Gethrin, we're starting with you.
Yes.
So here's some backstory about the Hereditian Republic, as it's called. There will be more information later. The Hereditian Republic is a nation of Dragonborn located on the north borders of the large ocean that you're living in currently. They are composed of 5 larger families, each of the different chromatic aspects. And each of these aspects are ruled by the major family, and that they have a matriarch or a patriarch. And these families all have separate legions. And these legions are essentially civil servants, soldiers, police, essentially everything that's governmental. So everything is essentially ruled by military. And you, Gethrin, you are part of the second cohort of the 31st Legion,
Yes.
correct? And that is your father's legion. You are the youngest son of the, as it's called, Legio Legatus Augusti, of the Black Dragons, essentially.
Yes.
So you're the cream of the crop, and you are, as it were, a let me see here, a gladius prior, which means that you're essentially in charge of about 1,000 soldiers.
Yes.
Yes. And you are currently attacking the city of Yanaditho, which is a small outpost on the borders of your nation, and the last outpost of a nation you're currently at war with.
Yes.
And they are holed up in the mountains, and it is your job to drive them out. And today is the dawn of the last day. Your father has sent message that unless the city has fallen by nightfall, he will personally go in and guarantee that this city will fall before your forces.
All right.
So you're currently standing in your tent, and you have your lesser officers surrounding a large map of the area, and they're essentially looking at you expectantly, wondering what the plan is. You have war machines at your disposal, 1,000 soldiers, some of them riding on lizard-like mounts. They're essentially about the size of a hippopotamus, not counting with a long tail, and are carnivorous.
A huge hippopotamus lizard. That's an
They're
image.
the size of a hippopotamus. They don't look like hippos are fucking dangerous, man.
Yes, I know.
Man,
So
if
these
I
are the
could have
mounts.
that as a
You
mount.
have about 100 mounted soldiers and 900 foot soldiers. The vast majority of them are dragonborn. There are some humans and other races as well. Some halflings, the occasional dwarf. They're all citizen of the Republic, but second-class citizens, of course. And it is like your sister, by the way, your older sister, is in another city quite close by, and she has offered to help out as well. So
Okay.
yes.
What information do I have on the resistance?
The resistance is mostly unprofessional. They are farmers, smiths, craftsmen who have taken up arms, essentially. This region was, up until a few years ago, allied, or at least at peace with you. But they decided to declare independence, and you wouldn't have any of that. And the city itself has a wall about 5 or 6 meters high. That would be how many feet? 15?
5 or 6 meters, you say?
Yeah, 15, 20?
Yeah, 20, 25, something.
20, 25 feet high. And they have no war machines, which you have, but they know the area well. They are essentially at the foot of a large mountain, and you know that there are tunnels into the mountain.
Okay.
You don't know much about these tunnels, but you know that they've essentially this is not an impregnable fortress, but definitely one where you'd want to, if you want to spare the lives of your soldiers, it would be a much longer siege. And you have, like I said, several different war machines at your disposal. You have ballistas, catapults. You have what else could you have? Trebuchets.
Towers, rams.
Indeed.
Ballistas that shoot rocks.
There's a
Things
basket.
that shoot.
They actually had those. There were
Yeah,
baskets. And
yeah.
like, funk.
There's a
Yep.
giant slingshot.
That's entertainment.
Your sister's name is Gethamat, by the way. Gethamat.
Mm-hmm.
As is tradition, most women are in some way named after the guardian, the patron of your people, Tiamat, the mother of dragons, who legend says is who you are all descended from.
It is known.
It is known.
It is known. All right.
Yes.
Well, all of a sudden I'm in a tactician
Yes.
position. And
Your
I have no idea
your
how
your
to-
officers.
Here's a piece of advice.
Yeah, basically. All right. So there's wall. Trying to build myself a visual here. Is it? Could we compare it to a larger version of Helm's Deep, kind of?
It wouldn't be as well defended as that.
All right.
Essentially, you have. I can make it easy for you. You can either besiege it and destroy the walls and try to create several different breaches so you can go in untouched, or you can hurry it up. You can use the wall, the towers and the hooks and ladders to climb the walls. This is more dangerous, but it would probably ensure your victory before nightfall. The other one, maybe you can, maybe you'll be done within a few days. You also have the risk that they escape into the mountains, into the caves, which could either mean that they have an escape route out of there, or there would be a much longer siege. Your soldiers will die for you. There is no doubt about that. You've proven your mettle over and over again that you're a good leader. You fight next to your comrades, of course, and they would go into death for you. And they assure you that at the meeting. All your lesser officers are saying, whichever way you choose, Commander, we will follow.
Feels like I'm probably giving this more thought than necessary, but
Don't worry about it.
if I'm besieging a walled city at the mountain foot, there are tunnels, but I have no idea where the tunnels lead.
You have scouts in the hills, and there have been no reports of exits of any kind.
Okay.
So the only entrances you know of are in the actual city, into the tunnels.
Do I have any information on if the tunnels are located within the city, or are they at the mountain?
They're within
wall?
the city.
All right.
So essentially, if you've already been at siege with the city, but they have manned the walls and things like that. But if you start going more hardcore against them, most likely they'll start moving into the tunnels.
All right. I was thinking if I could focus attacks at the mountain wall, then perhaps I could prevent escapes.
If you want to, I mean, odds are you will most likely have to go into the tunnels anyway. But if you
Yes.
go in sooner, chances are they won't have built up a decent enough defense inside for you against you. If you have a prolonged siege, they will have more time to stock up materials, weapons, and foods in the tunnels.
Yes. But I had, well, maybe not plenty, but enough war machines.
To
Well, I'm thinking I would like to actually attack on 3 fronts.
3 fronts.
Yes.
Mhm.
2 smaller forces at the sides and a main force at the front of the city. And the idea is to take as much focus from the 2 secondary attacks
Mhm.
as possible with the main force. And the secondary units, their purpose is to actually get into the city as quickly as possible, flank the ones focused on the main force, also stop as many escapes and people getting into the mines as
Okay.
possible.
Okay. You can.
Do I need to be more
No. I think that's a good detail. Do you want
Yeah.
to roll something for that, or
What can I roll?
who knows?
Perhaps
Arcane.
You don't have to roll, of course, but if you want to, what is your primary? What do you prioritize? Do you want as few of your own soldiers to die, or do you want it to be swift? Do you want to kill as many of the enemy as possible?
well, as goes for the main force, as much damage as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Dealing on with trebuchets and catapults and all that. Tear down the wall, bring as much attention to there as
Yeah.
possible. As much archery as possible. Bring down as many
Yeah.
of them as I can before moving in.
There's essentially 2 camps with your advisors. Some of them are because you haven't been given orders to capture the city or to capture people. You've been given orders to defeat them.
Mhm.
So there's those who are for killing everyone, just wiping them off the map as a statement,
Mhm.
and there are those who say that there's plenty of women and children in the city. There's there's elderly. Most of these people probably don't care much either or, and the city is occupied by a small group of leaders. If you cut off the head, the rest will give up. So they're more towards that. Which side are you in? Would you rather make a statement out of it? I mean, that would definitely improve your father, who's always looked at you as sort of the runt, which you are, and a bit of a disappointment.
Ooh.
I mean, that's why you're in the 32nd.
Mhm.
How are you the bad one?
How is the good one?
I don't know, it's scary.
Your sister, meanwhile, is the primus. She's the leader of the best of the best.
Mhm.
And I mean, the alternative is to call for her help sooner. But I mean, she's always overshadowed you. So, would you really want to give even more to her?
I don't call for her help instantly, but I see to it that a messenger is sent
Mm-hmm.
informing of when the attack will occur, and will basically plan out the siege should be done by this time, approximately, and should she be able to send some forces in case of a failure.
I just realized, by the way, she's in the same legion. I'm sorry, you're leader of the second cohort. She's leader of the first. So she's in another part anyway. But she will. You said that
It's a backup plan.
backup plan.
Yes.
Indeed. You send the messenger off, of course, and you get ready for war.
Yes.
And you have your own personal squad, perhaps your guard, your personal guard of about a dozen soldiers whom you've fought side to side with for countless campaigns, and you start storming the city. Which force are you in? Are you in the main force or in the two side forces?
Well, the main force would be good to keep morale, and basically they're on open fire until it's over. So I think I'm actually gonna go with one of the side forces.
Okay, you go to side force. Who do you live in? Do you? So you have two more leaders that you can appoint. You have the one who's kill everyone, and you have the one who's killed the most important people. Who do you put where?
I think I'll put the kill everyone at the main force, because
Okay.
he'll be encountering most of the resistance. There's a higher probability of the other one encountering civilians,
All right,
so to speak.
great. I just realized I don't have a pen, but I'll keep that in mind. So, thank you. There we go. Bleh.
Bleh.
Bleh. Okay. You march.
Yes.
About 1,000 soldiers march with you towards the wall, and you see archers on top of the wall, of course. But you are leading an army of the most finest trained and equipped soldiers in the entire region. They're all armed with large shields, spears, and swords. So, as arrows start flying out from above, they essentially the arrows get stuck in shields. The occasional soldier falls to their death, but as soon as they
start the barrage before being in range of archers. so-
your own archers as well shoot, or what? Sorry, I didn't.
My,
the war
my
machines?
side unit has 1,000 soldiers.
No, your entire army.
The entire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So your side unit has how many? 200?
Well,
100?
150.
150.
So
Alright.
300 for the side forces and 700 for the main force.
Okay. So you lie in wait until the 700 main forces get attention, and of course, fairly soon you see the archers on the wall move towards the front of the gates and firing at the main forces, and you see the ballistas and trebuchets firing against the walls, and a battle you've seen countless times before. But you approach from the side, and the walls are still 5-6 meters high, but you've brought ladders and grappling hooks, and you start making your way up the wall. Athletics rolls, please.
All right. Is that a 20?
Yep.
12 plus 5.
Oh, you
So
climb
excuse-
up there with no problem.
Oh, right. Never mind.
So you scramble up the wall,
Mhm.
almost completely quiet, and your soldiers follow with you. You, of course, handpicked soldiers for these two missions, these two groups, to the stealthiest ones.
Yes.
Of course, all of the Dragonborns are black. That's part of the Legion. And,
what time of day is it?
What?
What time of day?
It's actually midday.
Yeah.
But because of the small amount of forces keeping this fortress, there's only a few token soldiers on the wall. So when they realize you're coming up with the grappling hooks, they're also young and inexperienced. You can tell right away because they don't run and try to warn their friends. Instead, they start firing their bows at you. And you find yourself on top of the wall, and you see a young human, maybe 15, 16 years old. He's just pulling out his sword and running against you, screaming.
You will get no older.
Well, I'm rolling for defense
Yeah.
first.
Chop him to
What?
death.
Are you killing him, or are you...
Slap him over the wall.
Okay, sure. Roll away.
Just
roll away.
an occasional bitch slap.
With the
Mhm.
shield.
I'm adding what to this?
Your
Your-
base attack
Yeah.
bonus in 4th edition.
And strength.
It's strength and number
And
2,
your-
so it's a total of 7 you add to the
7.
dice.
Yeah, you add 7 to it.
God damn.
It's
Oh.
that.
Doesn't matter
Yep,
much.
Yep,
but
yep.
Well, 7 plus 7.
14. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's enough. The young man stumbles and you slap him away with your... You have a buckler, I suppose, and your big sword.
Yeah.
And he just stumbles and falls down the wall. His scream cut short as he hits the ground
Yes.
with a crack.
Well, hell no.
No. Another one named Wilhelm. Oh no, wait. But you make your way into the city,
Mm-hmm.
and you realize as you come into the city that it's completely quiet.
Mm-hmm.
There are no people inside. There's only and as you look at the forces on the wall, far less soldiers than what your scouts have been telling you.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, they are all of them look about to be about the same age as the man you felled, and there's maybe a tenth of the total forces you know are occupying the city, guarding the wall.
All right.
It's almost as if they expected to lose it.
Well, then the caves could be the main problem.
Mhm.
And if there are exits, they could try to flank us. I pick out the nimblest and quickest one in my...
Yes, sir.
Go back and warn the main force that the city is more or less emptied, and we're expecting either heavy resistance within the caves or a flanking attempt.
Of course, sir. He runs off. Like, he just darts down the wall, rolls. He doesn't use the ladder. He just jumps down and rolls on the ground and hurries away towards the main forces.
Yes.
And what do you do now?
I think what's best? That's up to you.
Oh, yeah.
I proceed cautiously and see to it that every house is quickly checked for
No.
potential hidden soldiers.
Soon enough, you have to come to the conclusion that this city is abandoned. They're most likely all of them in the caves.
All right.
And as you go through yet another house, one of your soldiers comes, "Sir, Lord Gethryn, I found an entrance into the caves. It was hidden inside one of the taverns.
All right.
It's big enough for 2 or 3 men to walk side by side."
I set out a team to start looking for other hidden entrances. And I make sure all the found entrances are thoroughly blocked for now.
All right. Yeah, you demolish them fairly easily.
Yeah.
The level of technology in the Republic is there's some steam engines kind of being discovered. There's been some experiments you've been privy to, but roughly I'd say there's no gunpowder. There's no complex mechanics. But
Okay. These steam engines, do I have anyone who's
you have
well-versed?
well, you kind of have black powder. You have demolishers
Mhm.
who uses like a very crude form of it to blow up the tunnels essentially to block them. But you don't have any steam engines. What
No,
you
but
see,
the
yeah,
ones we find.
you don't find any steam engines.
Oh, okay.
No, I said the Republic, which is your nation.
Ah,
I'm just saying, but there are essentially blasters, but there are no guns or something like that.
all right. And there are no traces of gunpowder barrels or anything
No,
like
no,
that?
these
No.
people don't have that.
Okay. So no exploding traps
No.
laying wait.
They, if they had any, they bought it from someone within the Republic, and that is a crime with the punishment of death. Selling arms to the essentially selling arms to someone who's not you.
All right. So I'm guessing we're, as you described the main defense, I'm guessing they're about done now.
Yes, actually, the wall gates are being thrown open as we speak,
Yeah.
and the soldiers are storming in.
All right. The resistance is mostly
Dead.
stragglers.
Oh yes,
All right.
about 100 soldiers for the entire thing. Nothing against your soldiers.
All right. So I make sure to send word that the city is to be cleared.
Yeah.
Search every house and for potential entrances.
Okay. You find more or less every entrance, but by the time you're done searching the city, it's afternoon. It's actually late afternoon because there's plenty of alleyways. There's so many tunnels. In fact, it seems to be from almost every second house there's a tunnel leading into the mountains.
All right.
And as you stand consulting with your fellow soldiers, you actually have a guard come up and say, "My lord, your sister has arrived with her
All right.
forces. She wishes to speak with you."
Okay.
"Brother!" you hear, and the tent flap is thrown open, and your sister steps inside. "Have you gotten shorter since we last saw each other?"
Well, or you've gotten taller. I wouldn't be surprised.
"Me neither. What is this? It's been hours and the city is still... Where are all the corpses?
Well,
You were supposed to make a statement here. Father asked you to do that."
they've basically hidden like rats in the caves, as far as we know. So
"And you're not in the caves right now. What's wrong? Scared?"
no, we've closed off all the entrances. So we're planning out a main entrance, and then we'll go in and flush them out, or
Sounds
get
like a
rid of
plan.
them.
Do you need my help?
Not for now, actually.
Oh, I see.
But you can join if you would like.
No, you know what? I think I will stay behind. My soldiers, they're so tired from the walk here. And I
Alright.
believe, Gethryn, it's your turn to shine in Father's eyes.
Thank you, sister. That's
Of
very
course.
generous of you.
Of course. I'm proud of you, Gethryn. You're finally becoming a man.
Yeah. Well, you just hang back.
I think I will. Did you
I
find
sus-
any wine? I heard the wine here is...
Well, there are a few taverns. Help yourself.
I shall do that.
Yes.
Come on, boys! She snaps her fingers and her personal guard follows after. She just throws open the flap again. She's very dramatic, your sister.
Yes. Well, as I told her, we've narrowed it down to main entrance to the caves. And you said we didn't have... Well, we had gunpowder.
You do. You don't have guns, but you have essentially a rough form of dynamite.
Yes. All right. Well,
Black powder, I guess.
Seems excessive.
well, I start sending down troops.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all leading with shields, making sure there are no archer holes there.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, we tread kind of carefully.
You head
down.
inside as well?
Yeah.
Are you at the front or at the back or...
Well, behind the first line.
Okay. Well, you head inside, and the only remaining entrance, and not even 100 meters in, the path just branches in all kinds of directions. It's
Okay.
like a hive. There's pathways all over the place, and as you come inside, the tunnels become really cramped. It's you have to walk hunched, and you can, you have shields. If you walk shoulder to shoulder, you can barely fit in 2 shields next to each other.
Okay.
And the sound you hear, the troops split up, of course, slowly, and you hear, after a while, you start hearing sounds of combat, as swords against metal, screams, mostly human screams. Every now and then you hear the familiar roar of a dragonborn dying. Hi. But soon enough, you and your closest soldiers, because of all the branching, you and your 12 personal guard are the only ones in your group.
Mm-hmm.
And as you move closer, suddenly you come up to a pretty large chamber. And you
Alright.
could have sworn there were soldiers ahead of you, but you haven't heard of them for your own soldiers, the first line.
Okay.
You haven't heard them in a minute or two. And as you come inside this chamber, you realize why. Because lying almost in a circle around a giant metal-clad monstrosity, looks like a human, but just completely plated. They're lying maybe 20, 30 completely broken bodies of Dragonborn.
Okay.
And there's a loud whistling noise coming from this creature. And it turns to you and there's like glowing lights, like glowing eyes looking at you. And it just charges towards you and your men.
Okay.
It's maybe the size of 4 Dragonborn in height and width. It's giant.
Okay, whistling sound.
Yeah. It's surrounded by
Glowing.
smoke as well. Like a soft
Like a
smoke,
teapot.
like a mist almost.
Okay. Well,
Yep,
how many
exactly.
of my soldiers have...
See, a teapot.
well, I have the acidic...
You have to act now.
ability.
It's raising his hand and slam down against you now.
Okay, well, evade?
Yep, okay. I'm gonna roll to hit you. Whoop, what's your armor class?
Armor class 18.
You use your shield.
Oh,
Excuse me.
you raise your shield to go up against it, but you're too slow. However, one of your soldiers just, "Look out, sir!" and he throws himself in front of it, and you hear the of essentially his spine breaking as
Oh,
he's just
no.
flung through the room and slams into a wall maybe 10-15 meters away
How
and just
many-
slides down it. He's dead.
How many in the retinue is there?
11 more.
Well, you can only do that 11 more times.
What do you do?
Well, big metal monstrosity, swords probably won't do much good. Let's try acid.
All right. You only you?
Men spit.
Yeah, all of them.
I
why
guess.
not?
All right. You just spit.
Oh god.
Yes.
Okay. Roll to hit.
The only thing I can think about when he's spitting his acid is a cat with a
Is
hairball.
that a 20 or...
I think it's a D20.
Everything's
Yeah.
like 20, so...
I kind of see it
10
as a
plus-
gas or a
So,
mist.
spitting acid is
Possibly.
ranged, I guess.
Yeah.
Possibly.
So in that case, 20 plus 4 or 14. You get
Did you roll a 20?
No,
No.
10.
Okay.
14.
14. Well, it's a big target, so you hit it.
Well, no, he has a cone actually. Every one of them has a cone.
No, he has a line. He doesn't have the cone.
All right.
There's 2 different ones.
I seem to remember something
Yeah.
like that.
So what's the
before.
damage?
That's a 20... No, that's 2d6.
2d6. Plus something?
I don't think it has
Plus...
Actually, it has a dex save to take half that damage.
Okay.
a dex save of a metal monstrosity.
Yes, dex
No,
save.
he failed.
Yeah, that
This
sounds about right.
Two times that one, just.
So 2d6.
6.
Oh, follower. Hi.
7.
Oh crap.
What the heck?
Damn it. I
Ready?
So,
can't-
okay, so 2d6.
Yes.
Hang on, I have to look which one.
5. So how much
Damn it.
damage did you say?
6 plus 1.
Yeah, you did 7 and they did 55
Booga.
damage. So the metal monstrosity just it's showered in corrosive acid, and the stench is like melting metal. But there's no stench of flesh. burning. Instead, it's just sparks and lightning coming out of this creature, and it's just, and then, and it stands up again. And it starts flailing its arms, all like completely chaotically. And you, let's see here. You are hit, and you take.
Not another soldier in the way.
Nope. You take 20 damage.
Look out, sir.
20 damage.
And you're level 1?
What?
Then it's no.
Yes.
Wait,
So you are knocked out
Oh, snap.
and are sent flying, essentially. And the last thing you see is your men just drawing their swords and running towards this creature and just jumping at him and hacking at the innards that are just the exposed material, and then you kind of just fade away. This is taking way longer than I thought it would.
I'm being too cautious.
Yes.
Yes,
And I fucked up either way.
Yes.
Maybe.
maybe.
Oh,
However,
everything is
you
planned.
don't die because suddenly you wake up
Well, it would be.
and you're lying in a bed.
Spoiler warning.
You're lying in a bed.
Oh,
All right.
In a military camp, and you've been bandaged. Your rib cage feels like someone just. Well, you feel like a 10-meter tall creature just slammed you in the chest.
well,
Yes.
yes.
Yes. And your sister is so. Oh, Gethrin, you're awake. You woke up.
Yes. Is it bad?
Well, we killed them,
Yeah.
all of them.
Good.
Yeah, father arrived and he was not happy.
All right.
How were you feeling?
Well, rib cage probably crushed, but it'll heal.
Yeah, the doctors tell me that you should be fine. You're one of your soldiers. What was his name again? One of your guardsmen. What did you call him? Remind me.
I don't know.
You don't know your own soldiers?
Yes, but I don't know which one.
Well, Seth. He dragged you out. Told me that everyone else died, essentially fighting some large metal monstrosity.
Yeah. I haven't seen that before.
I'm surprised. Father told me not to send in any of my troops. He went in with his own private forces. But anyone who came out, we were told to kill. And, well, there were a lot of people in those caves.
All right.
But cheer up, Gethrin. You're alive, and you're practically a hero. I mean, once Father drags that beast out of the caves and shows it off to everyone, you'll be, well, you won't be living in my shadow anymore. That's for sure.
So this metal beast, my soldiers didn't manage to.
Oh,
defeat
it's. I presume it's dead. That's what
Okay.
Seth told me. He said that you fought it off, and well, he was apparently the only one alive of your guards, but he was quite. There's a fly in here.
What the?
Annoying little insects.
Seth.
Seth is your latest addition to your
Ah,
private.
okay.
You're not sure about him. He hadn't proven his mettle yet, but he survived.
Well, being the last survivor must
Yeah.
be something.
Your conversation is interrupted as your father enters the tent.
Hmm.
Oh, you're alive.
Yes, father.
Well, I suppose it's all for the best then. Now I
What?
can talk to you.
Well, I'm a bit out of the loop, so to say. I don't know what happened aside from the.
No, I wouldn't expect so. You lost your entire army, son.
The entire army.
Everyone died. All 1,000 soldiers.
How did that happen? What was in that?
Well, I
cave?
think that question answers everything, doesn't it? Your incompetence cost your entire legion their lives. I should have you killed.
Well, I apologize. I don't know what the others found in those caves, but if those metal monsters, were there more of them?
Metal monsters. There were women and children. Unarmed. Elderly. Sick. We slaughtered them like animals. There were no metal monsters in there.
Did you find the chamber in which...
What chamber? What are you talking about?
Hmm.
Your incompetence. Do you have any idea how this reflects on me? On our family?
I apologize. I have no idea how this
No,
could
no,
happen.
no. Apologies will not do. I will have you executed tomorrow. And you see your sister's like, Father, no! Do you have any last words? Or more apologies, perhaps?
Well, if my death is what's best for the family, then I accept that.
Good. Guess you can take some responsibility. He walks out. And your sister just falls after. He's like, Father, you can't do this. And she looks over her shoulder at you. And then just runs away.
Yeah.
And
I ask for Seth.
and Seth arrives.
Yes. I ask him what happened after I was...
Well, after everyone died, I managed to drag you out there, my lord.
Alright. This metal beast we encountered, was
What
it...
metal beast? I'm sorry, I don't have anything to say to you, my lord.
That's fine. You're dismissed.
He leaves.
This is confusing.
And as you fade back into sleep again, the wound still hurting, you're suddenly woken up once more by your sister.
Mm-hmm.
And she hands you your sword and your armor. And she goes, Gethrin, leave now. Father will have you killed in the morning, but you didn't do this. I know you didn't.
Well, I don't know what happened. I encountered something in there, but apparently there's...
I believe you, but whatever happened, Father doesn't want to hear it.
If I leave now, that'll bring more shame to the family.
I will tell him I killed you. That you tried to escape and I killed you. He will cover it up. He doesn't want anyone to know.
Maybe that's the best.
I'm sorry.
Not your fault. Something's foul here, and
I will do my best to find out what happened. And
Yes.
if I can, I will avenge your soldiers. I don't know what happened. I thought we won. I don't know what happened to your legion.
as did I. Well, I'm going to... I'll follow your lead, as per usual.
I have prepared a seed for you to leave, and head south. There's a harbor, maybe 4 or 5 days to the south of here. Take the first ship you can. She hands you a bag of money, and just make a new life out of this. And if I can, I will find you.
If we meet again, I'm very curious as to what happened here.
I will do my best to find out.
Hmm.
And
Goodbye, sister.
goodbye, brother.
And I leave.
Yes. Sorry, that was a little bit rushed. But let's go on with the next one, shall we?
Yo ho, yo ho.
Who wants? I guess it should be Astra.
Mm-hmm.
Astra, it is the night before your graduation in the College of Magic, and as it usually is, it is the ritual of the hat, which is the ceremonial giving of a wizard's hat to you.
Does it fit my head?
Of course it will. You've already tried it,
Okay.
but you don't have it. It will be given to you. You have to cast a spell before the council. There are, of course, 7 council members, each one for a seat and a school of magic. Let me just get that up here. The magical college. There's the and there's the headmaster too, of course. There's the school of abjuration, conjuration, divination, enchantment, evocation, illusion, necromancy. And your teacher and tutor, Leyland of the Black Lake,
Yep.
is quite proud of you, of what you have achieved. And what spell, he asked you before you departed for the evening, what spell do you intend to cast tomorrow?
I intend to cast sleep. I mean,
It's a complex spell.
it is. I might have used an evocation spell, but we're going to be inside.
Well,
My
evocation
evocation.
was always my strong suit, but sleep is a complex spell, and it depends a lot on who you're casting it on. Will you be casting it on a council member, perhaps?
I'm going to ask for volunteers.
Well, yes. Well, if you need any advice, the chair of enchantment, Master Lauren, is quite old and tends to fall asleep during any kind of ceremony, so that should be an easy subject.
That would be easy, but it wouldn't be a challenge. I'm supposed to show what I can do.
Yes.
Are you abusing the old?
You're walking
No,
through the corridor
I am
towards
not.
you're walking back towards your dormitories
God.
Yes.
as you're speaking. The College of Magic is not very big. There's only about 50 students at any given time, but it is also a seat of learning. It is located in the northern parts of the Kingdom of Caledon, and they actually have their own tower and their own lands given to them by the king. You're walking through the corridors, down the stairs, of course, because it's you've been in the top floors where the most foremost students are practicing their magics. And Master Leyland looks at you, and there's a glint of pride in his eyes, and he says, Astra, have you given any thought on what you will do after you have graduated?
Well, I've only just begun learning.
Oh, but you have shown such potential. I've never had a student like you before. You're just natural with magic.
Oh,
and believe me, I've had many students.
Well, I want to use my abilities, my knowledge, to aid
Caledon or
Gal.
Gal? The Oaken
Cal.
Isles.
Yeah.
Oh,
Gal.
Lord Richard, yes.
Okay, fine.
I suppose he... But wouldn't it be a waste of your talent?
Surely not. I have to start somewhere. I could.
Well, you
Just
do
as
have to
well.
start somewhere. Don't tell anyone about this, but you know I've been vying for the seat of, or the chair of evocation for quite some time now. And it would seem that my time might have come, actually.
Really?
And I would be very happy if you would stay on as my, as my apprentice in the tower. It would, of course, give you lots of freedom for studies and to further improve your skills in the art of magic. I'm sure I'm sure Stella can take care of the paperwork of Oaken Isles, and you can always visit them. But you would have a seat here in the tower, and one day perhaps you too could become a chair. Chair of the council. It's called a chair. He baps the young student on the head. It's like, don't eavesdrop. That's you, Toby. Well, think about it, Astra.
I surely
You don't
will.
have to answer me now, but with my guidance, I'm sure you would become. You could perhaps even become a headmaster, given enough time. You truly have a potential. Don't waste it away. And he walks off in the corridor. I'll see you tomorrow's ceremony.
I'll see you tomorrow, Master Leland.
Yes.
Tomorrow.
Yes.
Prize student.
So you go inside. you share, of course, your dormitories with Stella.
Yeah.
Yes. Who will not be graduating, at least not in the magical means.
No.
Although she's proven quite adept at all the other schools: history, geography, economics, pretty much everything besides magic. She's been better than you, Anne.
Mm-hmm. But I have magic.
Well, you have magic. You are quite good at it.
Hocus pocus.
What
Filiokus.
good is magic when you're on fire? Well, history when you're on fire.
What?
Let me just get your...
Your solution for everything. History. Fire! Did you learn anything?
Kill it with
So,
fire.
Stella isn't in your room, actually.
Okay, I look around surprised. I thought she would be here.
There is a letter lying on her bed, opened.
I pick it up and
It's
read
this, it's this. Oh, you okay? You read her letter. Her
it. I
personal-
mean, if it's
True.
just laying on the bed, opened, she's not trying to hide it, so
No,
I'll
of course
just...
Free for all.
of course not.
It's free for
This is
me,
not
I'm
gonna
her
find
sister.
Yes.
And you read the letter, and it's from your adoptive father. It's from Lord Richard Gall, and it's not good news. It turns out that the cold they thought they had was a wasting illness, and he's had to call several different. He's had to send letters to several different doctors and masters of healing magic, and he himself is suffering, but he's even more worried about your adoptive mother,
Oh no!
Estelle. She has fared very ill, and she's been bedridden from this, and he's worried for her health, and he's asking for you to come home about it. Stella hasn't packed anything, so she hasn't just left. But
Well, I assume at least
yeah,
she's not.
the letter was
that
dated
hasty.
6-7 days ago.
So it just arrived.
It just
or-
arrived, but it's been about a week since it was written.
Okay, so I'm thinking, where can I find Stella?
Well, you've been here long enough to know that if she needs to think, then the top of the tower, the crenellations, she usually stands looking out at the lands.
How long until my ceremony?
Well, it's going to be tomorrow, but it's quite late. So in 8 hours, 8-9 hours.
Okay, I'm going to try and find Stella.
You do you head right to the right?
Yeah, I'm thinking the tower first.
Okay. You head up to the top of the tower. You pass some students on the way, and
If I pass people, I'm going to ask them if they've seen her.
no one's actually seen her. And as you hurry up, you spot Sonia, your old bully,
Oh God.
the one who used to pull your hair. And
Pull my
she's looking-
horns.
Oh, pull your horns, even. She's looking rather smug. She's like, "Oh, I heard you're graduating tomorrow, Astra. Congratulations."
Yes, I am. I heard you're not.
Well, you know what they say. Better take your time than just rush into things.
Who says that?
Everyone does.
Only you.
So, well, of course, I mean, if you're Master Leyland's favorite, then just, I guess you skid in on a banana peel. Don't have to do anything.
Yeah, I also have the skills to back it up.
Mm-hmm.
Unless someone else.
I'm sorry, what was that? Are you implying I don't know what I'm doing?
Yeah.
I'm not the one who set fire to the curtains.
This sounds about right.
You do not believe in curtains.
Curtains are the devil's magic.
You blot out the sun.
Yeah.
We apparently became allies.
I'm not the one who spilled stew on my lap in front of Gale.
Well, I'll be the one laughing tomorrow when you screw up your spell and they expel you from the school.
That's illogical.
Why would it be?
They
You don't
wouldn't-
have any talent. Master Leyland just fancies you.
I'm going to use a prestidigitation thing.
Okay.
Smack him in the face.
No. Okay, so
Violent magic. Smack him in the face.
I cast slap.
Hello, Knight.
Before you do, you
Yes.
do know that it's not allowed to cast spells by ungraduated students in the corridors.
buzzkill.
You almost
spell of
If
Slap.
someone spots you doing it,
Oh. Because
But
she's not gonna tell on you.
You might as well practice your sleep. I'll be over here.
Oh, it's a first level spell.
At least now we know which shoulder the devil is.
What?
I don't have time for this. Step aside.
I'll see you tomorrow. She steps aside and walks down.
I hope I won't.
Luke Bill.
Invite her. use
That's
the
not
spell.
magic. Yeah,
Exactly.
hooking her leg and she
You
falls
can
down.
pound her ass.
Hooking her leg with my tail
You do?
You know what this is?
when I pass.
Not
Okay.
magic.
Let's see here.
Blunt force trauma.
She falls and breaks her neck and dies.
Oh my god, it's not magic.
Well, wouldn't you know? What? Just kidding. No, she stumbles and almost falls, but she catches herself like, "What were you going? What were you have that thing, freak?" She runs away.
Oh.
Bitch.
Yeah, you're the only tiefling there, by the way.
Of course I am the only tiefling. I have not met another tiefling.
No. You come upstairs finally
Yes.
to the top of the tower, and you see Stella standing there, and she turns when you come out. And it's like, "Oh, Astra, I'm sorry. You're graduating tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Do you need any help with the? Can I help you in some way?"
I don't need any help, but I read the letter.
Oh, I should have. I'm sorry. I should have hid it. This is too much for you. You're graduating tomorrow. I'm sure they'll be fine.
I'm going to hug Stella.
Oh, she hugs you back and she
Aw.
starts crying into your shoulder. I'm so worried. I don't know what's gonna happen.
It's going to be fine. He said he called all the doctors and all the
Always a good sign, right?
yeah.
She.
I mean he called everyone.
He's been telling us about this.
Mom's always been so. She's always. Every time she's gotten sick, it's always been so bad. I should go home to them, but I don't want to miss your ceremony.
Don't worry about my ceremony. It's going to be over in a couple of hours and I'm going to travel home just after you. If you want to leave tonight, do it.
Are you sure?
Of course I am. Our family is more important than a ceremony.
Thank you. Thank you, Astra. I'm so sorry. I'll send you a letter as soon as I come home. I promise.
Do it. I know you're I know you're cheering me on. I know I have your support, so go home to mother and father and take care of them.
I'm so proud of you, though. Thank you. I'm sure that they're proud of you too. I'm sorry. I'll write to you as soon as I come back. I promise. And she hurries down the stairs and.
Treachery.
What?
He brought down my dice tower.
Oh,
That was just
Wow.
what
way to
treachery.
break
I
attention.
thought that was actually damn fitting timing.
I was like, what?
You're not gonna be at my ceremony. Treachery.
And you cursed her. You curse her as she runs away.
Well, if you hug the devil, I mean,
Yeah.
I just
And
yeah.
do you head back to sleep or you stay up the rest of the night practicing your spells?
I'm guessing I'm staying up a bit later than usual, and then try to get some sleep before.
You have a very hard time sleeping, but you finally as your eyes close, suddenly you're awake as the sun shines through the windows,
I hate that.
and you realize from the way
Oh no!
that you're maybe 10-15 minutes away from the ceremony.
Oh shit! I hurry all I can.
You clean up with prestidigitation, I guess. You
Yeah,
clean-
just use whatever
Yeah.
I can to quicken everything.
And you rush down to the ceremony hall,
Yes.
the dining hall, which is also where the ceremony is being held. And as you arrive, you spot the face of your nemesis in the crowd. She looks sour that you actually arrived. She probably hoped you wouldn't. But you also see Mr. Leyland.
How many people are there?
Oh, there's all the students
Oh my
and
God.
all the teachers and the local lord and lady.
So it's like in a gymnasium's big.
Yeah, and also some invited guests of the lord. Pretty much everyone. This is a spectacle, of course. Spectacle.
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 It's magic!
I don't English.
It's a spectacle.
None of us do.
But pretty much everyone's there who can be there because this is usually very exciting. You're not the only one graduating. There's two more very nervous-looking students. There's a young man with probably more acne than face, and there is an older woman. She's not old, but she's like maybe in her late 30s, early 40s, and she looks. You know her actually. She's done this ceremony 5 times before, and she's failed every time.
Oh
so.
no!
But now she looks like she doesn't give a fuck. Like she's let's get this over with.
Just give me some fun so I can go on studying.
Yeah. So
Okay.
Master Leyland comes up to you and oh yes, Astra, you've been elected to go first.
Of course I have.
I'm glad you made it in time. I was getting worried. Very well. The stage is yours.
Yes, yes.
And there's a people clap as you walk out on the stage.
I'm going to demonstrate the sleep spell.
Oh, magic!
Oh, the power! I didn't even feel that one.
I'm going to
Non-verbal
lay
components.
down and sleep. No.
Yep. This is happening.
Okay. Honored
Highly trained.
headmaster and chairs.
Oh my god.
I am going to perform
Yeah.
the sleep enchantment. If I may have a volunteer.
Actually, Sonia raises her hand
Fuck.
and almost gets out of her chair before you can even say anything. She's up on stage now. She bows to everyone.
I throw her just a bit of a nasty glare, but still. What if I fumble? Oh my god.
Go ahead.
I'm getting nervous.
This woman can't.
I
So
changed my death spell.
You do have other spells memorized as well.
yes, I do.
First use a paralyze, then you cut the meat. What?
Your little puppets, which you have in a bag.
My little doll.
Your little doll
Yeah.
is speaking to you.
The voodoo doll.
First you cast paralysis, then you cut the meat.
It's
Got a very dark sense of humor. You can
Named
ignore
him
it.
Toby.
If it weren't a lot of people around, I would have told it to shut up.
Yeah, you're the only one who can hear it, of course.
Of course I am.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to. First of all, I have a couple of rose petals, and
Yes.
in my hand, and I'm going to just drag them over my closed eyes and throw them at Sonja
Mm-hmm.
and hope for the best.
All right. That's will resistance, right?
No, it's I roll 5d8,
Oh, okay.
and the total is how many hit points of creatures
Ah,
this
I see.
spell can affect. Creatures within 20 feet of a point you choose, which is in this case Stella.
yeah.
It is
No,
powerful.
no Stella, Sonja.
Sorry.
No,
Sonja.
Stella.
she falls.
Oh!
No,
She's riding a horse
right
somewhere.
as you start to cast it, she speaks through prestidigitation, so only you can hear it. Go ahead. I drank an antidote before I went up here. Oh. Do you cast it?
Yeah, I'm more determined to succeed. I'm going to cast it.
Natural 20.
Okay, so I only have 2, so I'm going
Yeah.
to.
One of the servants, by the way, has put up like a chair, sort of behind Sonia, and like a pillow is ready to catch her if she
Okay.
falls.
Nice.
Let me guess, halflings.
This could affect more people in her surrounding, but
Oh, so the two people who's trying to catch her
servant.
falls asleep. One of them
Everyone
uses
in
the
the room.
pillow, one of them lays on the chair.
yeah, and
Go
so
ahead.
collapsed.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Good, good.
Okay, so
Now we know.
5, 7, 6, 8, 9.
One more. One more, not off the table.
Okay, 17 total.
17. She looks pretty smug as you cast a spell. She's like, huh, that wasn't. And she just collapses straight forward, by the way. And they just jump, and they almost barely catch her,
Move
but
out
she
of the
slapped
way.
into the floor. But doesn't look hurt.
I
bad.
suppress a smug giggle.
Well done. Well done. And you see Master Leyland. Well done, Astra. You can stand over there now. And
Sadly, you are disqualified.
Roland, next. Oh yes. Roland steps up and fumbles.
Magic missile.
He kills someone. No.
no.
Yeah, he's actually casting magic missile, but it's like it comes out and falls to the ground.
Oh my god.
So insecure.
Yes. And then
Yep.
Greta goes up, and you know me, I know you. I'm casting Firebolt. So she finally learned her lesson.
She immolates someone.
She immolates a tapestry. And it's actually an old tapestry of one of the former headmasters, and someone just goes, no! And tries
You're
to
expelled!
the headmaster's expelled, and Greta goes, "You all want me back later anyway." And she just she just walks outside. Out. She is the cook.
Exciting.
She is the cook. Actually, she's not actually a student of the school. She just does that to prove a point. She's been expelled 5 times and just kept coming back.
Always
was the
trying to
6th time.
burn that tapestry.
Yeah, she's got something against it.
Wizards
They were
and
standing
trolls.
ready with water buckets. Now you know why they were holding buckets in the back of the audience.
I mean, okay, so that's why there's only like 3 headmaster tapestries left.
Yes, strange that. There's loud cheers and claps, and the local lord and lady goes, "Oh, well done!" And the ceremony proceeds, and you're giving your hat, specially crafted for you. Would you like to describe it?
It's got holes for the horns.
Big,
I mean-
pointy, crooked.
Big pointing crooked.
What?
You're crooked.
It's a very tall top hat.
No,
It's a very crooked mind.
I mean it's
Wink.
a bit difficult to craft a hat for my head.
That's why you put
a
on the
tiara.
fedora. I don't.
It's a fedora? No.
No, but I suppose it's kind of a basker
Beret.
Beret.
Oh.
with a feather.
Mm. Indeed. Interesting. You're cheered, and there's the ceremonial cutting of the cake, and there's pigeons flying out of the cake, and everyone is happy and celebrating. This is the best time of the year because you actually get good food here. Greta also makes a point of making excellent food for this ceremony. She usually never bothers.
And then the Reigns of Castamere starts playing.
Oh, yes.
What?
Yeah.
Red Wedding. No, and the next days are fairly busy, as it turns out that
I was going to ask how long am I expected to stay, because I
Oh.
kind of prepared to leave as soon as
Oh,
possible.
you have to stay for at least a week.
Oh shit.
You have to stay for 7 days because each of these 7 days you're supposed to spend together with one of the chairs. That's part of the ceremony. You're informed that they're giving the whole day is essentially a long lesson in tutoring and a test of your knowledge in this field of magic, both theoretical and practical. And as the 7th day comes to an end, these are extremely boring and tedious days, by the way.
Yeah, but I try to focus on that instead of focusing on what might going on at home.
Yes, and Master Leyland, when it's his, actually he isn't the chair, but the current chair of evocation, Mistress Petra. Mistress Petra, she is very old and very sickly, so most of the class is being held in her private room, where she's sitting in a rocking chair and knitting and talking to you about casting fireballs and orcs and things like that. But as the 7th day comes to a close, you find a letter in your room. It's from Stella.
I hurry to read it.
Yes, and it's a very short letter, and it says, "Mother is dead. Father is dying. Please come home. I need you."
Oh no.
You weren't there. You could have helped.
Shut up, you stupid dog! Damn it.
Yes. What do you do?
Am I... You cruel bastards, all of you.
It's
My
terrible.
portion was overly serious, and this is overly non-serious.
Because of you people.
This is awesome. I love it.
Was I done with all the...
You were done with them, yes.
With all of the chairs
Yes.
stuff, so I pack a bag and hurry to Master Leland.
Yes.
To
And
tell
he
him I'm
he
leaving.
oh, Astra, I was just going to go to your office. I've just been nominated the chair of evocation. Have you considered my offer?
Congratulations, Master
you.
Leland, but
You
I'm
seem-
going home.
You're going home. I see. I wasn't expecting this. Will it be a short trip back?
I don't know. Mother has died, and father is
I'm
dying.
terribly sorry. Oh,
And
my
Stella needs me.
condolences. Sorry?
Stella needs me. I
Of
need
course.
to go home.
Of course. Yes, naturally. You will always be welcome here, Astra, if you ever return. But go home, be with your family.
I do appreciate it, and I will send word as soon as I know.
Of course. Of course.
Thank you for all.
Take care.
Thank you for all that you've done for me.
I'm very proud of you, Astra. He gives you a hug and sends you on your way.
Yep.
And let's go on to the next one. Who wants to be next? I don't think we have time for a fourth one, so
Quick question.
yes.
How do they go up in rank in that magic tower? Do they do it like Terry Pratchett style?
You have tenure.
Terry Pratchett. Oh, you kill them.
They're
Well,
orangutan.
You kill the position over you, and then you take their shoes
I mean,
because
You don't know.
when the
shoes is
previous
position.
chair dies, they're replaced by a new one.
Die, you old hag!
Avada Kedavra.
Oh, I didn't even consider that.
All right.
Well, I'm gonna be taking over the position soon.
Congratulations, I have to go home.
Smother with a pillow.
Well,
Oh,
we
no.
should.
Yes, yeah.
There are rumors, of course, and there are facts that through history that has happened every now and then. But you head home. Your father is terribly sick, and your mother has passed on. Stella and you. This is before these creeps arrive, by the way. But Gethrin is there to welcome you home, and he helps take care of many of the duties in the castle while you grieve. Gethrin, you have lost your lord's lady.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, that is not very pleasant for me either, even though I have not been here as long as Astra has.
No. You arrived
But
a
I,
few.
of course, grieve in my own way, but I try to help out as much as I can,
Yeah.
even though...
I'm really sorry for bumming you out. But that's what I do.
Yeah.
I'm
Hey.
the GM.
Hey, if you study necromancy, you can bring her back.
Stella, after this, by the way, she...
It's after this she grows stone-faced.
Yes. She used to be a serious child, but after this, she essentially just takes over almost all of the day-to-day business of the keep and the family.
She is now dead inside.
Yeah.
She is what we call her.
She's not feeling great. But
It's
she's very
not
happy,
inside.
very thankful that you came back to her. She's very... It feels like the right decision, probably.
Yeah, I'm going to support her. Probably.
Yes. So,
I mean,
which of-
I have all the time in the world. I could always apprentice later.
That's true.
Yeah.
Unless it's too late, says the voice from the puppet.
It's never too late.
Tenderize.
Everything floats down
Oh.
here.
Why is my child's toy a demon?
It's the only thing from your parents left.
That would be very interesting, actually, if there's a murderous demon trapped inside that doll. It can't do anything.
It's your doll, so you get to decide. But
Oh, it's a unicorn, by the way.
yes, who are we doing next? I'm not sure we have enough time to do both
Well,
of you.
the brothers are together, so...
Well, I have two different. Okay, let's start with the first scenario, which will not involve the older brother as much. You two
We'll see how
are
much time
pirates on the Thirsting Harpy, the flagship of Captain Sao.
Yar.
Yar. Captain Sao, if you recall, is a feared and efficient and ruthless pirate who has been stealing primarily from the Hereditian Republic in the last couple of years, and she's earned herself quite a name as a well, she essentially cuts away everything she doesn't need. Luckily, she kept you two on board.
Why?
I don't know.
Yeah, why?
Why indeed?
You're small.
No, it's kind of good if I know this, because then I know how I survive.
You're
Well,
her
why does she
footstool.
keep you two?
Brother, pirating was your idea, so why does she keep us?
You're the footstool. And what?
I give massages.
Professional bootlicker.
No, but actually, I keep scurvy away or something
he's
like
the
that.
he's the
because
monsieur.
Well, you're
No.
probably the ship's captain. I mean, ship's doctor.
Promotion!
Probably ship's doctor.
Yes.
I have a bone saw.
You're of course a man of science and facts. You have no room for faith.
No, of course not.
No tolerance for it, and that's a good thing because you are currently laying down anchor in Sable Basin Keep. Now, Sable Basin Keep is in the southern swamps, and it's kind of a no man's land, which in turn has meant that this is a free city for pirates, if not by name, then by nature. Now, this city has very few rules. There is essentially a council of lords that rule the city. They're essentially pirate lords, who trade is not allowed to be disturbed. Anything that breaks trade, be it a occupation or a blocking the harbor or
Whatever it is.
anything, that is punishable by death. There is also the law that you are not allowed to bring to the city more than 50 men from a ship, 50 men or women.
At a time, right?
At a time, yes. Breaking against that
Punishable
law
by
is
death?
punished by death.
Until
punishable by
we're
death.
down at 50, or...
Yes. Yes. And then there is the third law, which is almost never spoken of, but it is also punishable by death, and that is to bring faith into the city. The city is considered, any faith is allowed in the city. Paradoxically, you're not allowed to promote any faith or speak of it, because that will make other gods jealous.
So if anyone preaches, they die.
Exactly. If anyone is giving away holy symbols or preaching or trying to build a temple, they will die because they're insulting
many
the other gods.
Great sea serpent people has been here, do you think?
Well, everyone
Of course,
I
that
stabbed
is
to
not a
death,
problem because you don't believe in
No, I
gods.
don't. Of course not. Why should I? It's stupid.
No.
And it's punishable by death.
Yes.
It's punishable by death. Yes.
So why would we?
Unger, you are invited by the first mate, Tsai, to share
Tsai
drinks
and
with
Tsai.
him. Tsai, yes.
I was just
and-
thinking, Sao is a very unflattering name for a female captain.
SAO.
Yes, I was.
Yes. Yeah, it's
I suspected as much.
people have probably joked about it. Those people are probably dead.
Yes.
So, I'm sorry, I'm looking at my notes here. He has invited you for a night at the Feisty Mermaid, or Feisty Mermaid, not Feisty. I'm sorry, it's late and I'm
Yes.
sick. The Feisty Mermaid is the classiest joint in Sable Basin Keep.
And who might say no? I might die.
And he's even offered to buy you drinks. Or pay for your drinks, anyway. He has something to
Has he
discuss with
previously
you.
been a friend or?
He has been an avid listener. He's listened to your stories. He's been very fascinated by your medical knowledge.
Right. This
And-
bone connects here.
Yes, the hip bone's connected to the ankle
Something.
bone, probably.
It connects
And
to
if it's
whatever I
not,
want.
you will attach
It
it.
connects to whatever I want it to.
Yes,
To
you are
mast.
the man. You're the master of life and death.
I have the bone saw.
Yes.
Oh yes.
You granted him life. You're essentially
jar.
go away. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. Well, of course I accept, and is my brother there?
Your brother is off doing something else.
Yeah.
Oh, we should probably mention, what is the punishment for... How do you die in this city?
Right. Well, according to
The Onyx Garden? Yes.
there is something called the Onyx Garden. Apparently, in the swamp, at once upon a time, there was some kind of volcanic eruption or something like that, and pillars of very sharp, jagged rock of onyx rock is standing about in a big plaza, rather closely, and to be sent into this maze is, well, quite more a punishment for death, slowly, because you run around and you cut yourself to ribbons. Pleasant way.
Yes. And of course, there's only one police/army in the city, and that is the personal enforcers of these three rules, the enforcers of the pirate lords.
Yep.
The lords, by the way, are moon, fire, water, wood, gold, sun, and earth. That's the different titles.
Right.
The 7 pirate lords. And it's always a spectacle. Spectacle!
Yes.
Whenever someone's thrown into the Onyx Gardens. People love to watch that. And you're going to the Feisty Mermaid, which is essentially a combination of a brothel, a hotel/tavern.
It's a good joint.
It's a good joint, and there's live musicians playing, which of course would be the only kind of musicians playing, because there's no other way of listening to music.
Accordions.
That's
Accordions
correct.
everywhere.
Yes, accordions is the folk instrument of
I
Sable
hate
Basin.
them. I know this.
As
for
soon
a
as you
fact.
go to land, there's accordions everywhere,
and there's always accordions at sea.
and the only way to get rid of them is to pay them. They charge you to go away. So
have
Sai, who is a fairly short man, he's actually fairly old. He's 50 or 60. He's been with the captain longer than any of you can remember. He's always been kind of a superstitious first mate. He's always been like, oh, if you shoot a seagull when you're at sea, you will have storms, things like that.
We have tried this.
Yes,
Does-
it's not true.
Yeah.
Statistically, it's not true. You have done
Yeah.
calculations.
Yes.
He has faith about this
You
thing.
have charts
It's
and
so
tables.
unlikely.
Yeah. Look.
It-
okay,
it will.
your faith says that. Look, clean weather.
You have done your graphs.
Yes.
There are no. There's
I
no.
tried
there's
to
no
convince this
correlation.
man several times, but it doesn't work.
There's no correlation. But he's a man of weak will, and he offers you the finest rum as you sit in a little enclosed, semi-enclosed space.
Oh, thank you, Tsai. You
Ah,
fine old man.
I must say, Unger, it's been a pleasure working alongside you, and
You're speaking like we're gonna quit doing that any moment.
well, I'm getting old. I'm getting
Ah,
my
you're not.
years, and one of these days I'm going to have to retire, and I don't have much money, and I suddenly developed an accent.
I love you.
But I must say, Unger, you've always struck me as a sensible man of earthly values.
But yes,
But
that seagull thing, we talk about it all the time.
oh yes, yes. I've been meaning to pursue a different kind of career later on, and I would need
Pirate
more help with that. He's quite already in the drink.
Yeah, well, I'm just doing the thing, listening.
Yes. Have you perchance ever heard of the God of Light?
What now?
The God of Light. He is it's a foreign god. I heard about him when we were in harbor in the western.
Old man, are they rich? Are you saying that? I look around like no one's hearing this, and I give him the look like, shut the fuck up!
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
I
No one
do,
here,
you
no one here
get
can
it.
hear us.
You're quite loud. You're almost deaf. I mean, people get.
All right. I will be quiet. I will be quiet. The Lord of Light. He.
Wait, I have an idea. You never speak about this again until we're at sea, perhaps. If
All
you
right.
really want to.
Fair enough.
Yes. Shut up.
Oh, fine. But would you at least consider?
I will talk about it at sea. Let's drink. Let's have some woman and wine. And song.
You're a man who can convince others that you're right.
Yes. So shut up.
Yes. But we're not talking about the Ord of Flame. I need your help.
Of course you do. Yes.
I want to build a
house. Well, of course
I
you do.
want-
Who
want
would?
to spread the word.
Yes, you want to speak with your neighbors. Of course.
Yes.
Get.
Would you at least consider it?
What do you want me to do?
I just want your help. Perhaps I can convince you that he's real, but
What do you, old man? I pull him close and I say, old man. What is it you do not understand? You do not speak about certain things during when we're here. Let's
Yeah,
speak about it. See, I mean, we're all friends. You're not.
you get the occasional glances from other people in the place, but there's
I give them a kiss on the cheek, so they think I'll.
it's rather
other things.
loud in there, and you know everyone gives each other the odd glances. You've been doing
Let's
it.
go for a walk, old man. It seems like it's
All right.
It's too stuffy in here. Yes.
Oh, of course, I'm just gonna have another, and he takes a swig from the
Right.
rum that would probably cost more than you make a month. You see, I've come upon a bit of a treasure, and I didn't tell the captain about it because I figured what she doesn't know, she won't be missing. And
Okay, I like this.
see, I see it as a sign because when I opened the chest, you're out walking now.
Yes.
I found
I am
a
gazing
book.
around.
He holds a book for the Lord of the Light. What better sign is there? It's a symbol on the cover.
Wait, it's like, would you think that if you went onto a battlefield and found a sword, you thought suddenly, God decided I should lead my country to battle?
Well, if I found a really good sword with lots of gold.
In my mind, I slot him over to, well, getting old, getting stupid category. But he's still a nice man. He is my crewmate, and I am very committed to my crewmates, more so than ideals. So, are you going with us on a last journey, or are you?
I'm getting too old. I want to retire and build a flock, if you know what I mean. A congregation. Yeah. He speaks of fairness and justice and loving your neighbor.
But you have spent your entire life plundering, pillaging,
Which I must
murdering.
make up for when I die and I go to wherever dead men go. I don't want to leave behind this. I want to do some good in my life. And I'm sure there's money in it for you if that's what it takes.
Well, I Well, I'm always open to new ideas, and
Well, consider it.
I will consider it.
I will speak no more of it now. Let's have more drinks.
Let's travel with the ship somewhere where
Oh,
it's more,
of
where it's
course.
more, where we can get off at a good location.
Of
And
course.
start there. But I will have it in my thoughts. And could I perchance borrow that book?
Oh, certainly. I got more.
You got more of them?
He opens a pocket and shows you there's glittering gold symbols, like a handful of this the holy symbol of this god.
I perhaps could borrow those.
I've memorized the book. Don't worry about it.
Perhaps. Oh, here's a bottle of really strong
Borrow
wine.
the book.
Yes.
You give
How
him the
big? How
bottle.
big is the book, by the way?
It's a
Oh, thank God.
pamphlet barely. Like
It's not like a tome.
no. It's like a pocket book.
Memorized.
Right. Small booklet. I take that. I take all the religiously
Yes.
tokens I can from him. That's Goldie. And I give him a couple of swigs of my really strong bottle of hooch.
Yes. No,
Hope-
he's already deep in the bottle, so he
Actually,
looks like he's about
get
to
knocked
fall over.
out. Get knocked out. Here, have some more.
I must say, I'm very happy, Unger, that you've. I mean,
I try to knock him out with booze as soon as I
he
can.
is knocked out.
Thank God. I go to the closest place where there is a big fire and discreetly chuck everything into the fire. The book and the holy signs. All of it.
You did you drag him with you or?
No. He's an. I put him to sleep somewhere in
Yeah.
an alleyway. No, not an alleyway. In a doorway. I
In a
mean.
doorway.
Yeah. And
You go away and you chuck everything in the
yeah,
fire.
all the evidence that can lead them to him and perhaps me
Yes,
or something
yes.
like that. I try to burn it. Get
Well,
rid of it.
there's a pretty big fire, not a dumpster fire, but the equivalent to it.
The weekly book burning
Yes,
fire.
and you see people look at you like, "What are you throwing gold in the?"
I don't throw the gold. I like. Is there a little steel pot or something like that? Is there a smithy in the city?
There are plenty.
I walk to a smithy
Yes,
with a smelting pot, perhaps,
yes.
and I say,
And what do you want then?
I want to melt down some booty.
All right then.
Could
I want 10%.
Of course, but then you have to turn your back.
Yeah, fair enough.
When he turns his back, I
Turns
take
his
the
back.
golden symbols of a divinity and melt them down
Yes.
into a chunk, and
Yeah.
then I
Now you
chop
have a
off
chunk.
about 10%
It
of it.
takes maybe an hour
Yeah, well,
of
I-
hard work. I don't know how long it
For,
takes to
for
smelt
each
metal.
moment of the glowing warmth of the melting gold, I think, oh, I am saving my friend.
It's essentially the Game of Thrones scene when he throws gold into this pot. That would take
that's
hours
so
to
good.
melt.
Yeah, I know.
But now it takes
I've
minutes.
actually smelted real gold and silver, so
Yeah.
it's fairly quick, but not that quick.
No, not that quick.
God,
No.
or
No,
they
That's a
have-
very, very
or
hot
they
fire.
have really substandard gold. It's more like tinfoil.
Depending on the heat,
Yeah.
Leaf gold.
but not a
But you
fire.
finally you give him
Yeah.
the 10%. You work it out. You saw nothing. Oh, I didn't see anything. And as you head back to where your friend is, or well,
Yeah.
where he was, he's no longer there. And you hear shouting from a square. The Lord of Light will save you all! You hear the voice of your friend.
If the square is that way and I hear a voice, is it familiar to me?
Oh yes! And they're shouting, and then there is the
Fuck,
sound
I
of
am-
screaming and struggling and fighting.
I am committed to my crewmates and I would never let them down. Damn it! Pride! I run to the central square.
Yes. And you see your friend, beaten and bloody, dangling from the arms of masked men and women. They're the rappellers, or rapplers. They are famous because they have developed a very fast and efficient way of getting across the city. I'm sure you can guess what that is
Yeah.
with a name like that.
They
They're
run.
essentially dragging, yes, they're essentially dragging him off, and he's still shouting and screaming about the Lord of Light, the Golden God.
I follow in the background, waving my sword around a bit and saying, "What is this kind of stupid?" Like I'm
Yeah,
just
there's
part of the
quite a
crew.
crowd gathering, and a lot of them is like, "Pff, what an idiot."
Yeah, oh yeah. I'm looking for my brother.
Your brother's not there.
No.
No, he's on the boat. He's not one of the 50. You drew straws.
Oh damn! I am going. Fuck! This can't be good. He's drunk. He's gonna shout my name. I run towards.
You're on towards the ship.
Yeah,
Yep.
I go to a boat with a couple of sailors on my lonesome and row like fuck back to the ship.
Yep.
No wonder your arms are massive.
Yeah, I mean, so fast that the boat is
Running
above
away
the
on
waves.
the sea is rowing, not,
Yeah.
not running. Rowing away.
I am rowing away
You leave
to the ship.
to the ship.
Yes, I permission to come aboard, and
Permission granted.
I come aboard and I seek out my brother as fucking
Yes.
quick as I can. I corner him somewhere, and I relate the story of what just happened. That an old senile man that's been our friend forever has found religion, is shouting it from the rooftops, going to be executed, and he's probably gonna mention my name because I was the last person he drunkenly spoke to. Maybe we should like hijack the ship and get out of here. What do you say? It's mutiny time. What do you say? We thought about it for years, and look, I got a huge chunk of gold.
Excuse me, what?
What don't you follow?
You however, Alder.
Yeah.
Sorry for interrupting. No. You can continue if you
No,
want.
I'm in a corner like
Yeah, I'll explain the situation of what you have been doing.
Yes.
You have been doing the numbers.
Yeah.
Because you've noticed that over a long period of time, small amounts of money have gone missing. Almost unnoticeable if it wasn't for your canny sense.
Yes.
And the fact that a lot of money just went missing recently.
Yes.
So you're sitting there going, okay, someone's been stealing from the captain.
Yes.
And then your
Someone's been
brother
stealing.
stumbles in and relates the whole story to you.
Where did you find this?
Find what?
The gold.
As I said, he had a clutch of holy symbols of gold, and I had them melted down. Wait, didn't we attack like crusading ship or something like that a while back?
Well. Okay. Come with me. Come.
No, mother.
Yes. Well, I bring him into an empty room,
Yeah.
just so I can portray what discovery I have made.
Yes.
So, for a long time, gold has been missing from the books.
Is that you?
No,
Why not?
because it's been someone else. But recently, a large, very large amount of gold has disappeared. And who has had a large amount of gold recently, do you think?
You're interrupted by the captain entering the cabin. We're leaving.
We're leaving?
Yes, Captain.
Yes.
Yes.
Get ready.
Ready,
Certainly,
sir.
Captain.
Yes, Mom.
Good. She leaves, and you hoist anchor. You get the fuck out of Sable Basin.
Yeah,
I think
pulling
she
the chain up or something.
probably heard that someone shouted something.
Yeah, she doesn't explain, but
Yeah. It is known.
it is known.
It is
No.
It is known.
It is known.
At one time, I again speak to my brother, a bit stealthily, saying, "If you have noticed the missing funds, she's gonna be pissed, and you're the one responsible to keep it in check."
Who's got the gold now?
I don't know, but that's not the point. The point is, it was your.
You
You are supposed to keep it in check.
You don't know, Mister. I am carrying a shit ton of gold.
Oh yes.
So
As I said, maybe we should look at a fine piece of coast and just get off
we should probably get off this boat.
in the middle of the night because it's traditional.
Oh
How
God.
many
You've
times
left
have you
Sable
done this?
Basin Bay, by the way, now,
Huh?
and you're heading out to sea.
Yes.
Weather's it's building up. It's quite windy.
Yep.
So your sails catch wind, and you
Wait, do I see a seagull anywhere? I kill it at this time.
no seagulls.
Damn it! We can't prove
In
that.
fact, you don't see any seagulls at all.
We don't
And,
see any land. We don't see. It is a very bad weather, isn't it?
Yes,
It's
the weather
very
is getting really, really bad.
And
No.
Rain.
As
Large,
before,
yes.
before this, I will sneak into my brother's quarters and take a pile of gold because I know he likes it and hide.
The pile of gold you
I know
had.
he likes
Yeah, the clump of gold. in
Okay,
his,
you hide it because he likes it in his room. Okay.
Yeah, well, he can bring it back to unseen to the stash of gold.
Well,
yes, I am get.
So while you're doing this, the captain asks for you.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Alder,
Yes. Captain.
tell me, you know the 7 lords of the Sable Basin keep, right?
Yes, my captain.
Of course you do. I have plans to join them. And as you know, this is something done in several different ways. You can either take your seat by killing one of the other captains, or you bribe someone to kill another captain and you claim the seat.
Oh.
I have been amassing a small fortune to do this. And I have decided to inform you that I want you to be my lieutenant once I make my move. You've been a trusted ally, and you kept tabs on my money, my spoils, for a long time.
Certainly.
Certainly. If you do this, you understand the amount of power that comes with it.
Yes, I do.
You will be on the level of an admiral. And the amount of money you will have, I will give you relatively free reins, as long as you don't stand in my way. However, recent events have forced me to move my hand a little bit earlier than I wanted. And I need to make sure that everyone who I trust, well, can be trusted. I want you to kill your brother. And if you do this, I will accept you as my closest lieutenant.
Excuse me, but
Your brother has been involved. I'm sure you must be surprised why we left harbor so quickly. Your brother was seen talking with my first mate. And shortly after that, there was a commotion. And I've been doubtful of Unger's usefulness for a while now, and she is
the
not,
sea bitch. I knew
yeah,
it.
yes. She is a very cold and ruthless woman. I'm sure you understand that if you were to decline this offer, well, I wouldn't want to let you leave the ship. But I trust you will make the right decision.
of course.
You have, she puts a little hourglass on the table. You have 30 minutes. And she leaves the room. The ship is rocking quite a bit now, by the way. And you're just done planting money under his bed.
No, give him so he can.
Oh yes,
return
giving
Yes.
him the money.
I would never stab my brother in the back.
I run towards my brother, wherever he is. Where is Older? Just holding the pants leg of
he's over
someone.
there.
Where is Older?
Unger, yeah, he's over there.
Scurry around.
Where is
me?
Scurvy around, yes.
Yes.
You find you two find each other.
Apple, here, you want one?
We have to leave.
There's a storm.
I have packed the bags filled with food.
Wait, when did you?
I told you this morning. We have to.
What about the goal?
Yes. Yes, let's go. Let's go. Hoisting down a small ship outside.
Going somewhere.
Hello.
The captain is standing completely still on the ship that's rocking now.
We are not going anywhere.
I see. You have a bag of apples with you.
Yes, Captain.
Interesting.
You want one?
So, have you come to a decision? I mean, you had 30 minutes, but I presume that since you're already with your brother, a decision has already been made.
I decided.
Before you can finish that sentence, lightning strikes the mast of the ship. And you see the silhouette of something very big. You could say it is humongous. It is a giant sea serpent.
King!
So it might have saved me.
And it is very close, actually.
Captain!
And at first you don't see the top of it. You have to, and it is looking like it's ready to eat the ship.
I push my brother overboard and jump.
No, I wanted to stab
And you fall into the water.
Oh, the apple's back.
And
No,
you,
it's-
even before you hit the surface, you hear the crash of wood breaking. And you lose consciousness. And you wake up, coughing up your lungs, on a sandy beach. Birds singing.
Without the gold.
Yes.
Yes.
And you hear someone say, "Oh, stop the wagon! I think I see someone on the beach."
Well,
I take the cutlass I have and like hide it and leave some because it's probably a very piratey thingy.
I keep the rapier.
Yes.
Or-
And we will end the
Probably
seshon there. We did it. We managed. I had to squish you to.
Yes,
together.
but it was actually kind of a natural
Yeah.
Yeah.
squishing.
Thank
so
you
to
for
speak.
playing.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
No.
yeah.
Thank you for watching.
It is really an interesting thing when, oh, and I've gathered a small fortune.
Yes. Well, you won't have to worry about her anymore.
Or do you?
If you would allowed me 1 second, I could have stabbed her.
I don't think it matters that much. In for next session, she becomes the giant sea serpent.
Who knows? It's Dungeons and Dragons, folks.
Yep.
I hope you watching had fun. And we can kind of consider this the stepping off point for our next big adventure, which will be happening in 2 weeks.
Might
Or is
be.
it 1 week?
Maybe.
2 weeks, usually.
Oh.
Until then, we'll see you guys later. And thank you everyone for playing.
Oh, there you go.
Bye-bye.